Grand Rising. Grand Rising, everyone. Peace and blessings to everybody. I'm just gonna give people time. People are still joining. What's up, Jose? Peace, Jose. Yeah, I forgot that I can't even hear y'all, so I gotta pay attention to the chat. Where we got people coming in now. AV, peace and blessings to you. Tiff, peace, Queen. Forever After Money. I feel amazing, bro. My body says otherwise, but my mind, amazing, bro. Peace, Queen, Lily. Yeah, we live. So if you're on here, we're actually live. When I do them, when I schedule the videos, sometimes like the premieres, well, every time I do a premiere, they're not gonna actually be live because the premieres, in order for y'all to be able to see them a few days ahead of time, I gotta do them like that. So then it makes it look like it's live. So I try to join and let y'all know it's not live. Abundant Awakening family. But yeah, I feel way better than last time. Like my body. Um my legs messed up. So I gotta get surgery in like 2 months. I got two torn ligaments. This is why I was in pain the last live. I didn't know how severe it was. I got two torn ligaments, a completely torn ACL, partially torn meniscus, and a small torn PCL. So my leg is like, sheesh. Yes, Kay, peace, Queen. Grateful for another day to learn. Peace, Queen, peace, Queen. Peace to the gods and goddesses. We're about to start. We're gonna start with the prayer and then we'll look at the charts and then we'll flow through. I forgot if that's a fractured fucking hand, bro. This the hand don't hurt at all. Like um I was driving my motorcycle and got hit. But all praise is due to Allah because I can still talk and I can still walk on crutches. I just can't run and jump. This shit's annoying. I'm mad active too. Slow down. But I'm doing other stuff to keep my mind feeling like I'm physically doing stuff. I got something I'm cooking up I feel like it's real dope. I'm going to be recording it and stuff. It actually is dope. Starting with a little bit of money, I'm about to grow it to something crazy, but I'm gonna show y'all the journey though when I start. Yeah, thank you, Tiff. All right. All right. Peace to everybody that's just joining. We gonna start with our prayer to start us. So I'll start off saying it in English because a lot of times I don't want y'all thinking I'm putting voodoo on y'all. So anytime you hear Arabic, you might think that. So I'm gonna tell you what it is in English and then Arabic. Just the opening. This is the opening of the Quran. So it's how we have to start, or how we should start. We say Bismillah before we eat anytime, like in the name of Allah or in the name of God, and then we eat. Um, so I start there and then I go straight into the charts. Thank you for that. That's a fact. Well, we all in it. We're the ones that want to be. So, in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds, the most beneficent, the most merciful, owner of the day of judgment. Thee alone we worship, thee alone was asked for help. Show us the straight path, the path of those whom thou hast favored, not the path of those who earn thine anger, nor of those who go astray. And in Arabic, man, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina sirata mustaqim. Sirata alladhina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Amen. I greet everybody in the words of peace be upon you. And in Arabic, we say Assalamu alaikum. All right, so always important to start off with God, and then we go straight into, let me share my screen. I'm gonna remember this time. Gonna go straight into the charts. I'm dropping the link. If y'all do have questions when I put this chart up. All right, boom. Okay, let's see what we got. This is ES futures. It looked like a bunch of scribble, right? Let's zoom in. So we're gonna go on the 30-minute. It's my favorite time frame. So we go watch price action. Potential bear flag forming right here. We're gonna should retest 6,745, but looks like we're not even reaching it because we got the AVWAP right here that we're rejecting. I don't know if you can see the purple line right here. That's the AVWAP, the anchored volume average weighted price. Anchored volume weighted average price. So that tells me I anchor it to certain candles like huge engulfing candles, will because it'll basically add up the volume in that candle and tell me who's in control, buyers or sellers. So I can anchor it to the inauguration day, any important days, the liberation day, that tariff, any meaningful day, or any huge engulfing candle, or gap ups, or swing lows, all time highs. And it's going to tell me who's in control. Above it, buyers are in control. Below it, sellers are in control. That's all that is. I love it. I love the AVWAP with my moving averages. That's all I need. And then my support and resistance trend lines. So right here, as you can see, when I'm zooming out, we do have a bear flag, but could we say that's a cup and handle forming? I personally, I don't think it's a cup and handle, because if you was to say this is a cup, it comes right here, and then the handle goes all the way up and then comes all the way back down here. I mean, I guess you could say this is a cup and handle. So this is a cup and handle. We'll say it's a cup and handle, or inverse head and shoulders that already had played out. What is it? Let me show you what I see. So we could say inverse cup and handle, because the cup and, we say cup and handle, that's like, it's not a clean one, but I guess it could, like, it's on the border. I guess you could say it's a cup and handle, but it has to hold this 200 day on the 30-minute right here at $6,719.82 and it looks like we're gonna lose it though for sure, because we're bear flagging here. So then now we looked at futures, we'll go down, but that's me telling you on the intraday. So let's check the daily actually. So the daily doesn't look good. The daily, we rejected the 20-day moving average. So when you break below the 20-day moving average, is the 20-day moving average is the pullback in the uptrend or downtrend. So if you're above it, you're bullish. When you break below it, that's a warning. Now, when you come up and retest it to try to get back above it and you reject it, that's bearish. The more times you reject it, is bearish. So right here, we kept rejecting it, but the selling pressure wasn't crazy. Right here, we actually touched it and rejected it. And look at that sell-off. That's nasty. You don't want to see stuff like that if you're bullish. So we are still bearish, and what we're doing is creating lower highs and lower lows. So what you think is going to happen now? We create this lower high potentially right here, because this low is well, this high right here is lower than this high. So this is the lower high. Um so then you consolidate, and what the moving average does is slowly moves up, and you can see it on intraday. You can see it if you watch over here the columns. You can see your moving average move the ticks. Like it'll be at 6,645 and 20 ticks, and then they'll drop up, or it'll drop down to 19 or 6,645.19 or 6,645.21. You could see it moving. So what it's doing is it was moving, but look how it's starting to roll over. It's starting to get weak. You can see here, where you at? Right here, it dipped and then it started rising up, but it was still weak. If you look at the 10-day right here, you see how that was a steep hill going up. That's strong. This hill isn't too steep, but it's steep. But then right here, you can see it wants to roll over. So it wants to do this. So if we start consolidating, the moving average will start flattening out, and then price has a chance to touch it. And the more you kick down the door, the more the hinges fall off, and then you can slowly go down. And once that declines down, we break down, we flush down. So we're going to be watching, now that we're in this area, next week we're going to be watching consolidation. We got FOMC meeting today actually. So 2:30. So 2 o'clock, 2:30. We're going to still be on here. See if I could pay attention to it, because it's important. We had hot data today. So that's the cause of this right here. And it was really hot. It wasn't good at all. So I bet you yields is running. So yeah, that's not a good thing. Yields is running. That's a nice pump right there. So let's see what the dollar is doing. First, let me was it US 02? Yeah, that's the 2-year. Okay. So, and if you don't know what that is, go to my community. Go to my community post on YouTube. So all you do is go to my page, YouTube. No, not YouTube. So go to my page. Then you'll go to post. Just click post, and then just scroll down. I'm not gonna do it right now, but scroll down. I have, matter of fact, I guess I am gonna do it right now. I don't remember the actual name of it, but I can find it fast though. Just so you know which one it is, where I break down bond yields, the dollar, and everything you should know to tell you if this is a risk on or risk off environment. Risk on means bullish, and risk off means bearish, in a simple way to explain it to you. So it's around here. I post a lot on here. We're gonna look at our energy too to see what they're doing. So right here, treasury yields, risk on or risk off is what we'll pay attention to. So this, if you haven't looked at it, I highly suggest you pay attention, and I highly suggest you read this. This will tell you why I just looked at the 10-year, why I just looked at the 2-year, and it's gonna really help you. Because like, if you don't want to listen to no one but yourself, what you should do, you should learn what you should look at. So your yields, your dollar, your S&P 500. You notice how since y'all seen me charting from the beginning, always looked at S&P 500. Not too much of NASDAQ, but I do pay attention to NASDAQ, but not as much. And that's because the S&P 500 is 500 of the best companies. So why wouldn't we watch that? And that's where the market's gonna move. Dollar is ripping up. We got a little rejection here, but it's still overall bullish. Yeah, flagging potentially. Yeah, yeah. It'll be a bull flag if it can get above my 200 day on the 30-minute. So we have we have what am I doing next? It's distracting me. Oil. Let's check oil. I'm going to pay attention to the chat a lot more. I didn't look at it yet though. Just a sec. People only like talking when I go live. I swear. It be quiet, and then when I go live, everybody just have a conversation. Or like even if there's nobody in here, all of a sudden the dog want to start barking. All right. So WTI it's a nice run up right now. It's been flirting with this level. Let me show you what it's doing. Let's go to the daily. This is bullish. Look what it's doing. It's forming a base and it's consolidating at resistance. So that's a bullish signal. So you have your base, your support, your floor. So you know you're not falling. Your 10 days right here is strong. Your 20 days still lagging, but it's going to catch up. And when it starts moving up, this is going to burst through resistance. Because if you're at resistance, you're not rejecting hard. That's not bearish. And we're holding the 5 day. The 5 day is cupping our candle. Look at that. Look at the detail of the moving average. It's cupping it. So that's a bullish signal. When it breaks through here, we will run. And then we'll go look at Brent. Brent was at like 108. Yeah. See, that's bullish. And Brent is what we're really going to pay attention to more, because oil really reacts to Brent more than WTI. So we're paying attention to Brent. And the reason being is because right now, I always say Bitcoin, watch Bitcoin. That's where the market, Bitcoin is in this bear market. But right now, who's controlling the stage right now? It's oil. So no matter what people are saying, like oil is going to drop back down. Pay attention to that. Pay attention. Damn, I don't know why I didn't put this down. Pay attention to oil. Oil's going to let you know. I said Bitcoin should start flushing, but I said that when it was like up here. We had this move up, but this is going to be a fake out. So Bitcoin will break this white line, this trigger 62,500, and it's going to be nasty. So we're watching Bitcoin for that drop, and it looks like it's going to happen over the weekend. Let's see. So now let's look at XLE real quick and pull up the chat. Oh, yeah, I can't see my screen. Damn. Nah, I ain't even gonna be mad because I do it every time. Every time. But at least I talk through. So now I could just show y'all real quick. I ain't even surprised because I literally do it all the time, bro. So this is ES. This is the rejection off the 20 day. Let me put it on my phone so I can see, man. And I was flowing for a good hot minute too. Oh, he's so stupid. Like, what is wrong with brother Ad? Could I see his screen? Damn, y'all probably told me a good 12 minutes ago, and I'm just flowing. Oh my god, bro. All right, so this the futures. We reject off the 20. Y'all just gotta remember everything I said because I'm not going back through. That's what I was talking about. The futures is gonna drop the 200 day right here. Damn, I was drawing in all that for y'all. crazy. The 200 days should do this, start going flat. Then once it's rolling over, so once it start going flat, then rolling over, price will start declining down. SPX. I don't even think I went over SPX, so that's good. Yeah. All right, cool. So we drew this 3 weeks ago, and look what it's doing. The drawing isn't accurate, of course, but just look how it is forming our cup, and it even bounced right here, like how we said it would. And now we're rejecting, so we're looking for this move down below the 200. That's beautiful. And y'all already know, or check the last Zoom with me and, well, really the last Zoom with Rams. I'm going to be dropping the other video tomorrow, because pretty sure I put the levels on where we can go. 610 for SPY is the target for now. SPY. Okay, so then WTI was one, so this is bullish. WTIC is bullish. That's the resistance I was talking about. The base, the support, the floors right here is what I'm talking about. Bro, ain't no way. Oh, that's AV. Bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm gonna have to start all over then, because I want to record this. I'm just gonna cut out. Oh shit, it's already recorded. 20 day. We live, right? This the 20 day right here. All right, boom. There we go. This the yellow 20 day moving average. Boom. This the 20 day. This red one is my 200 day right here. So this is what I drew right here is what I'm looking for the 200 day to do. Basically roll over. So it's gonna get flat, and then it's gonna roll over and then decline down like that. That's what I'm paying attention to. Yeah, finally, right? All right. Peace, Jason. So that's ES. And then SPX is this right here. So the cup is what I drew right here. This is the cup. And then right here, we retest it. So right now, or what was it? Tuesday. So yesterday, well, really, so Friday, we bounced and we started retest, and that's what I drew right here. And now we're rejecting to go lower. So this 200 day I'm looking to take out right here. And once we take that out, these two measurements right here are the targets of where I think we can go. But you got to look at the last video with Rams. It's probably going to be in the one that I drop tomorrow, to be honest. And then SPY. Appreciate everybody for having patience with me. Levine, your patience is running thin. I'm sorry about that. Please don't beat me. 5 day moving average declining right here somewhat. As long as if we don't break above $669.10, this is going to decline down more, and we're going to get more selling pressure. I don't see SPY doing too much. We're trapped under this 672 to 673 area. We just can't seem to break above that. That's you could see it real good, the inverse cup and handle. Like without me even drawing, you could see it. So that's beautiful right there. WTI. Bullish right here. Resistance is my blue line. I didn't do a floor, but the 10-day is going to be the floor, the support. You see, we're basing right now, but look at the 5-day. Look how it's cupping this candle. You're not going to break below that. Once we burst through this resistance, that's going to be, we're going to fly. But really, we're going to look at Brent though. Brent is what you want to pay attention to. Well, Brent's already flying. It was at 108, got a low rejection now. Um, this is what we're paying attention to. This is what oil is going to be sensitive towards. Brent, um, energy, XLE. XLE, that's nice. It's holding at $58.70. We got resistance at $59.20. Bullish. But again, break and retest. So it could come back down to $58 before flying up. So XLE looks good though, real good. No. All right, boom. SLB. SLB, let's see, it's at $45.85. I want it to hold at $45.50. Right here is trapped in between the 5-day, 10-day. I like it because the 5-day can cup it and hold it while we do this. The 5 do that, the 10 does that. You get above the 10, and then you go and meet that 20-day. But really, before the 20-day is, what's the other one? It's $47 is really what I want. But I'm pretty sure it was a level before that though. The 10-day, $46.40, and then $47. So SLB right now is still trying to break up. Right now, it looks like it's going to consolidate. Let's see what it does. There was a few of them that hit all-time or 52-week highs. Look at that, Devon. Devon looks good. And I think EOG. Yeah, EOG was another one that I kept seeing the alerts go off on my phone. There you go. EOG gapped up above resistance. That's nice. And then it retested and it bounced off of resistance. Well, what was resistance that could potentially be support now. Bounced up and now it's headed up. Let's see what EOG does. Which other ones is there? I think those are the ones that I got the 52-week high notice on. Yeah, I believe it was those two. But if you want to know, I did post. I post a watch list. I just didn't update it. On RamZoom, we got rid of Dollar Tree, or I said Dollar Tree. I would potentially get rid of it this week. I don't think we actually we was looking to see which ones, but we removed. Damn, I forgot which ones we removed, but we're gonna go through it on this Zoom on Friday. So, one thing I want to show y'all, metals. Again, I told y'all metals won't be the same. Again, so metals, this is gold at $448. It'll probably run up to 460. Everybody's gonna think it's bullish again, fake you out, and then it's gonna come to 420. And then silver. Okay, thank you, Levine. So I did remove HD and Lowe's. So Dollar Tree and McDonald's was the one that I said I was gonna wait to this week to see if we was gonna remove it or not. $65.40 is where I got silver going to. And there was an oil ticker you said you will remove. Yeah, so definitely at the last Zoom we spoke about it. You're gonna have to check the video. Just wait till Friday. I'm not gonna go through the whole watch list today. So $65.40 is where I got silver right now. AAOI, I don't know that ticker. I don't think that's on the watch list. There was one that was accidentally on the watch list that I wanted to remove. Unless you're just telling me this is what you're looking at. I don't think this one was on there though. AOI. Yeah, this could pull back a lot. It had a nice run though. Yeah, the 62. All right, so metals, leave metals alone. And this, so what was it? It was HD. Let's see what they're doing right now. Look at that. Nasty. Nasty. This is the weekly. That's nasty. He was tight. He was like, just disrespectful as an energy oil ticker. I could find it. Which one it was. And then Lowe's. HD looks nasty. All right, which one was it? Was it UUUU? It might have been that one. PE. Nah, UUU was still here. Dang, Lowe's. Yeah. So yeah, we cut these from the watch list last week. And this week it's just got no love right now. It's falling apart bad. Real bad. All right. So before I get into anything, do y'all have any questions on the market? Peace, Jordan. Do y'all have any questions about the markets? Peace, Freddie. Thank you for everybody for having your patience with my foolishness. MU isn't on this but reaching at all time. Yeah, I was looking at dang. Is Lakia on here? I seen MU. I've been watching her every day since damn. It gapped up over. She was in it here, she was down 10%. And then what it did the next day was this move right here. $30 gap up. Then the next day it came, retested, got a nice bounce yesterday, and now today. That's beautiful. So 475 is resistance on MU. So I like to drop it $2 lower. So I'll put 473 is resistance on MU. And that's just it's not like it's just from what I noticed. I do like $1, $2, even $3 sometimes. Lower than what the actual target is on the Fib. So 473 on MU. Yeah, MU is running. And look, our 10 days crossing above our 20. That's a bullish signal. The 5 days leading, now the 10 days behind. The 5 day, now the 20. It's stacked in order. The 100, yeah, now it's in order. So this is strength. This is real strong strength when you have your moving average stacked in order like that. Is there any other ones? So that's MU. What's the VIX doing? Drop. We're still 23. We're at the floor, so VIX probably is about to bounce again. If it's like prepared to rip up for this FOMC meeting, that'd be nasty. And then it could also reject here. It's at the perfect spot. It's crazy. PWR. This this is when you see consolidation like this is nice. You want to pay attention to this. Yeah, that's nice. And now it's above our resistance and it's holding so far. So far. This daily closing matter. This could still close below. But this is nice though. Yeah, I like this. Just gotta be careful because this could fake you out and come back down here to that 530 area. But this is nice though. I believe it holds 562, the lowest probably. But this is nice though. KT, what's good? Peace, King. Rams, what's good? Peace. Peace, King. Yeah. Freddie, you in this already? TPL's added again, Jason said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a month. TPL is just that shit's mind blowing. Okay. It's a little scary up here. Yeah, it's a little scary up here though. It definitely could keep going, but it's a good chance that it drops hard. It's a good I get worried when I see my 20 creep up and get really close to my 5 and my 10, because when that happens, the more it creeps up, the easier it is for this candle to jump below all three moving averages now. And then if you do that, you don't have no support besides the candles, of course. But the moving averages, you could just drop hard. It's not much liquidity. You're going to snatch all liquidity and run here to 444. Damn. So now I'm interested to. So I'm going to be watching TPL, not for a play, just because I'm interested in it. I want to see. That's how I like studying my setups, and then I can learn from it. But the way this is rising up, this is why we can't break below. 'Cause this is rising up, so it's going to be hard to break below. But this is definitely, it's going to be a good fight here. That's TPL. And yes, it does the $20 swing, so I'm waiting for it to drop to 550 to 540. Cat. I remember Cat. Caterpillar. Constructive. Cat. I like Cat. It's forming a base right now. It's above my 5 and my 10. I like Cat. It has to get above 727 though. Weekly. Yeah, Cat looks good. Yep. For momentum to pick up above 727. Once you get above 727, then you can look at that 775 Or you can even play it safe and do 765. You'll definitely hit that. 760, 765. Yeah, you'll definitely hit that for sure. So I like Cat. Right now it's a waiting game. So you don't want to get in with this chop. So above 727. If I don't know if you're in it already or what. Mm, what is the significance? How likely is it that there will be an A plus setup in terms of the moving averages meeting at a particular price? So you're saying, what is the significance? How likely is it that there will be an A plus setup when they're close like this? When they're close like this, I don't want to touch it at all. The closer your moving averages, the more you got to be worried. You want them to have space in between them. Also, we're watching stocks. I feel like something is promising. Then you suggest waiting. Moves without me. How would you go about getting in without chasing? Are you? It depends what stock you're referring to. Because I gotta actually see the setup. But also, we're watching stock. I could feel like something is promising. Then you suggest wait. I'm only so whatever's on the watch list is the only thing that I'm looking at. Um, I'm only still on charts just because I messed up a good 15 minutes. If you don't know, if you're just joining, I thought I was sharing my screen and I probably did a good 15 minutes without sharing my screen. So, damn, the ones that's just watching live, I gotta figure out how to cut that part out. You could pick any on the watch list. Okay. Uh, real quick, let's see. Not only for oil but for water as well. Okay, you're talking about. All right, so BTU. All right, so let's look what we have then. Levine's looking for a setup, possibly. Um, I know Rams had talked about how, because this is one that he's looking at. Oh, wrong one. He has the setup already. Here, everything that I'm looking at, I'm already in, which was only XLE and SLB. So we go here. Let's see what Rams said. Boom, boom. It might be gone. Might be too late. I just want to see what he said again. Damn, I post a lot. How possibility I'm looking at weekly frame shows selling pressures coming in for the short term and possibly retested 200 to 400, 800, which shows to be in the same areas of interest. Reaction here would matter at these levels. The entry landscape looks clear if structure holds. The daily sellers here are also catching steam, showing RSI bearish divergence. Given the pullback, massive validation. Retest of structure is possible. Levels of interest sit at $31.94 and $30.77. So I don't think we got that pullback. Well, we're gonna check. Let's check now. So what? Actually, we did. When did he say this? 3 days ago. All right. So yeah, we didn't get it. Then it came down here, 33.80. Do you have that? Oh, okay. It didn't come to the levels that we wanted. So this is gone. This is gone. I mean, it could come back down here, but it don't look like it's gonna come this low. So this is gone. Pretty sure it's not gonna come back down here in this area. Weekly. Oh, so 200 is here. We didn't retest it yet, so it's not far fetched at all. It's just this week we went crazy. So let's look for something else. But this is one that you will have to set alerts on. Set alerts at the $35 level, and then just go to Rams Post, and you got everything there for you. The levels that he's waiting for. He even got the strikes here, and what the actual contracts that he was looking at. Um, so yeah, that's an easy one right there. So let's look. SLV getting smoked. So one thing, what was it on? So this is Rams website. One thing that I was looking at is this right here. Remember, it bounced. Um, Institutional panic was the warning on here an hour ago. Remember, small caps, they're gonna make the move first. Damn, the market getting smoked. Nvidia is up a little bit. All right, so I'm not signed in. Spy. All right, so never mind on that. All right, let's look. Let's see what we can find. Oh, um, Jason, you're right. AAOI is on here, but I don't know if we was gonna remove that one, but it is on here. What is this? Because it's on my history, but it's not on the watch list though. But it's in my history though. I see it. Let's look at. This is one of my. This has always been one of my favorite stocks. Always. Let's look at XPO. I look at the monthly just to see what it's doing. That's a crazy rip. Momentum is to the downside. I was trying. It's just this move right here. 160. It's kind of overextended. All right, so we'll leave that alone. Let's check BKR. BKR is one to watch. BKR. Monthly, we're above the 5-day, but the 5-day still declining. Some momentum is still to the downside, but we came down here to the 20 though already. We got a base right here. That looks good. This BKR looks like SLB. They're lagging. You look for the laggers in a strong sector. So you want to see the overall the sector is running. So we check. We see because BKR is. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it deals with oil, energy. So so then we just make sure, you check your energy sector. You're like, okay, energy, you see oil. We already did all this. You're like, okay, everything, energy, oil is strong. So we know this sector rotation looks good. So then you come to BKR or SLB and they're not falling apart. They were dropping, but then they bounced. So then you're like, okay, well, these are laggers. We know why SLB dropped. I'm not sure why BKR did. So we know these are just lagging. These are what you want to find because these are undervalued, as they say. So now what we did was we got above the 5-day, and this is what I want SLB to do. It was trapped between the 5 and the 10, and now it's at the 10, and now it wants to close above. So what we'll pay attention to is a close above $57.80, $57.90, depending on where this move, but depending on where the 10-day is at. Because I look at it, if it's at $57.87, I want that exact number, but I want to know that exact number, but I want us to close above it a few cents higher. So really we want it, if we can get $58, that's beautiful, or close at least, yeah, I would just say 10 cents, at least 10 cents above the current price, 57.87. So yeah, so really just $58. And once it does that, let's go to the 4 hour. I want to see the structure better. Yeah, that looks good, BKR. So $58.10 is really the target. And once it does that, we want to see $58 hold. Once $58 hold, what I'll look at is my moving averages now. I want this to hold the 10-day, so $58 will hold. And it's gonna get choppy because of these candles right here. Candles bounce off candles, candles reject off candles. So then after 58, then we're looking at $59.60. If we could break $59.60, it depends on how this moving average is pointed at the 20-day. If it's declining down, we know we're going to reject and consolidate more. But if it's flat, we got a good chance to break above it. So really, $60.70, I would say, is the break that it needs to continue to go higher. Because once it gets above that, it's bullish overall. Right now, it already is. It's just in the pullback, and the pullback hasn't proven itself yet. Because we can still reject and create lower highs. So BKR is up 1.82% today. So that would be one that I would have my eyes on if I was looking at anything out this watch list. It'll be BKR. Can't forget our OIH. Oil looks amazing. OIH. If you're looking for shares, OIH. Yup. You're looking for shares, where OIH is right now is where you want to buy. You want to buy it from anywhere from 378 to 390. So now, or you could take your chances and wait till the meeting. Well, after the meeting, after it's in an hour, so yeah, after the meeting. But I don't know what's gonna happen though. This can go crazy. Damn, OIH looks amazing. Shares. And I put the target, it's in the community post, the targets for OIH. Overall, damn, where did I had it going? I don't remember the target I had on here. I think I had 1,000 or something on OIH. And look, we just got above what was resistance, and we used to be the floor. And look at this rip up when it hits that 450 area. That nasty drop, that 450 area, they stepped in. Boom. Over here, 450 area, they stepped in, and boom, it still went to 7. Over here, they stepped in, boom, it still went to 600. This is good. So right here, you're catching, like, we haven't touched this area since the IPO stages, 2002. So this area right here, you're catching the absolute bottom of it. So, and then you're above all your moving averages. This is bullish. This is nice. This is real nice. EOG looks just like this. It's probably gone. But the beautiful thing about this is giving you the opportunity to get in. This is nice. So BKR NOIH. Yeah, bullish. Bullish as hell. Yeah, I would do a leap on here. I definitely would do a leap on here. It's gonna be expensive. Shit. You're definitely gonna spend way more for oil. It's gonna be expensive as hell. OIH is amazing. So BKR is one, Levine. VWAP trading. So VWAP is for intraday. AVWAP is for swings. I'm not. Thank you. You're welcome. So VWAP trading. I'm not exactly too sure what that is, but I use the AVWAP in my setup. I just use it to confirm if buyers and sellers are in control. I use it with my moving averages and stuff. But as far as VWAP trading, I'm not sure. I mean, it would be the same thing like intraday. You don't take the trade if you're looking for puts. You want to make sure you break below the VWAP for puts and wait for a retest. And then when you reject the VWAP, then you get in. And vice versa for calls. You wait until you get above the VWAP, but then you want to retest it to make sure it's the support, and then you'll get in for calls. So it either have to be your resistance for puts or it has to be your support for calls. That's how I use the VWAP or the AVWAP. OIH and EOG, Devin, all them, everything. I didn't go through everything, but a lot of the stuff on the watch list looks good. SLB is just one that I have to keep my eyes on because I'm in this trade, but right now I'm chilling. I like what it did. It hit the floor, the liquidity area, and it immediately buyers came in. I love to see what. And then yesterday we got the good news. I posted here SLB update. What happened here? SLB started catching the bid yesterday, and one reason is the market got fresh proof that the business is still winning real work globally. The new one subsea contract with CNOOC matters because it reminds people SLB is not just sitting there getting hit by Middle East disruption headlines. They're still landing major offshore projects and building future revenue. Not going to continue to go into it, but short term it was hit because the Q1 expectations got lowered, but then we just got a good deal yesterday with 20 areas for them to drill for China. So SLB ripped yesterday, and now it just has to hold. XLE is just amazing. There's not much I could say. When it pulls back, then I'll just add more. XLE. I'm glad we got in that. And I forgot the entry on this, but it was an amazing entry though. XLE looks really, really good. And if you don't know, now you know. We are doing a Discord, and I'm gonna talk to Rams. He's just finishing up, but he's basically done. We'll probably start adding people next week. I'm gonna see what Rams say. We'll probably start adding people next week, and it's gonna be, we're only letting the first 20 to 25 people in, and I'm paying attention to all the people that responded to this post right here. These are going to be the ones that get in before anybody. So drop your flags. All right. Man was down this morning. All right. Just look at this real quick. All right, how everybody feeling because now we getting off of this market. I gave y'all a lot of time in this market. I'm going to have to extend it. I don't like messing up, but it's nothing I could do about it. I'm gonna have to extend the time. So I pushed talking about the market way longer than I wanted to. It's 103 now. I hope I made up for that. Um, I hope y'all forgive me, but I don't care if y'all do or not. But so yeah, SPX is getting smoked right now. All right, so no, we're not talking about markets no more. If nobody else, wow, Bane's in here. Peace, King. I don't think I ever seen Bane in here, or probably one time before. Drum Banger Productions. Peace. All right, so if you came in here for the market, my bad. It's over with. We ain't talk about the market no more. My bad. So now, um, faith and alignment is the segment that we're moving to. So if you just came for here for the market or whatever, then all right. I see y'all. Cause yeah, we're not talking about the market no more. Jelly, peace, queen. I hear you, bang. Get your money. Get your money. Get your money. All right, Jelly. How you feeling, Jelly? Got you. Copy, copy. Copy, bang. Gotcha, gotcha. All right, blessed. Yeah. Blessed and highly favored. Word. All right. I feel blessed too. Well, I am blessed. All right. So here we go. Now it gets deep, real deep. So let's see where we're going to start. Okay. I guess I'll stay on here so I could read it. I can catch the replay, but I came for knowledge and support. Fam, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate that's love. Appreciate you. Where did I miss the Discord sign up? So you just come to my page and you'll go to post. It's not really a sign up, but I'm paying attention to who's engaging. So it's this post right here. Snipers HQ is different. Boom, boom, boom. Tell you a little bit of what we're doing. So possibly next week, I already said we'll probably add like 25 people, see how that's going, and then we'll open up for another 25, see how that's going, and then we'll probably just open up. So yeah, you just drop your flag, inspired by Nipsey, your marathon flag, because this isn't a race, it's a marathon. So just drop your flag, and I know some people I won't know their like this person, I won't know their actual name. That's the only thing. But we'll figure that out though. But that's all you do though. Just go there. The password. SB. What happened? SBL. What's SBL? Safe bulker. I'm not sure. All right. Let me ask you something. How you asking God for more, but you're not aligned with what you already have? How you praying for blessings, but your habits don't match your prayers? See, this is where people get it twisted. They think faith is just believing. No, faith without alignment is delusion. You asking for discipline, but you rise up late. You asking for wealth, but you spend everything. You asking for peace, but you feed your mind chaos all day. So now I gotta ask you, Are you really waiting on God, or is God waiting on you? Because God is not confused. God is not disorganized. God is not inconsistent. So if you say you walk with God, why your life looks so random? Alignment means this: what you think, what you say, what you do, all match. Not just on Sunday, not just on Friday, not just on live, not just when people watching. Every day. Because blessings don't just come from words, they come from structure. And this is where people miss it. They want the outcome without becoming the person. You want a strong body, but you don't eat right. You want a clear mind, but you consume garbage. You want financial freedom, but you move emotionally. That's not alignment. That's conflict. And God don't operate in confusion. So when your life feels off, when things is not flowing, when doors are not opening, don't always say, why, God? Why are you doing this to me? Ask, where am I out of alignment? Because once you fix that, everything else starts shifting. Your energy changes, your decisions change, your results change. Now you're not chasing blessings, they start coming to you because now you in position. And understand this: God will give you opportunity, but discipline decides if you keep it. So this ain't just about faith. This is about becoming the type of man, the type of woman that can handle what you asking for. But if you're not aligned, even if you get it, you're going to lose it. But when you are aligned, you don't just receive it, you sustain. And that is faith and alignment. So after faith and alignment, let me just go here because after faith and alignment, we got some deep topics. We did market structure. We got some real deep topics. So the next one is, who is the original man? And then Jason is going to come on. Who is the original man is a deep topic. My type of topic that I like. Just makes y'all still with me. Make sure y'all still with me. We all guilty of this. As long as you just catch yourself, that's what matters the most. All right. Okay, boom. Y'all still with me. Appreciate y'all. All right, boom. Let's lock in. So now we get deep. Just starting. So now we go.
Right now. Stop.
Now we go. Who is the original man? Dang. So, earliest modern humans, Homo sapiens, the first ones were found in Africa 200,000 to 300,000 years ago. Genetic diversity is highest in African populations, meaning African populations carry the oldest and the most diverse human DNA. This is not no racist stuff, just a question. Just a question that I have, and I ask it a lot. Can two whites make a black baby? No. So how did we get here? Can two black people produce a yellow child or a child with white skin? Now let me ask you something. Why are you black? For real, really. Have you ever sat with that question or just accepted it and kept moving? Why do you look the way you look? Why your skin carries melanin the way it does? Why your hair? Why your texture? Why your features? I used to hate these features that I had when I was coming up. I used to want to be light skinned. And then let me ask you this. Why do they show you images of greatness and it don't look like you? Why is the image of Jesus often shown one way, but when you read, it says hair like wool or feet like burning brass? So now you got to ask yourself, what happened? What changed? What was rewritten? What was taken? And some people will even make you feel like something is wrong with you. Like you're supposed to question yourself, your skin, your features, your identity. But listen, you are not a mistake. None of us are a mistake. Hold on. Because I wanted, of course, we don't need this though, but I wanted it. Of course, this YouTube isn't working though. All right. Devil, not today. Because I'll go right back to it. I'll pause it just to show this. There's something just so y'all don't gotta stare at me. Even though I know y'all like staring at me, but not today, not right now. You are not an accident, and you are not cursed. You just become disconnected from knowledge, disconnected from history, disconnected from understanding. And when you don't know who you are, you start trying to become something else. Perm in your hair, weave in your hair. And that's where the real loss happens. Now listen to me. They don't want you to know who you are. Because the moment you understand your value, the moment you understand your origin, you stop moving like you're lost. And when you stop moving like you're lost, you become dangerous. For too long, history has been told one way. Like everything started somewhere else. Like greatness only came from one direction. But I'm here to tell you tonight that this is not the full story. Because when you study, not scroll, but study, you start to see something different. Early life, early civilization, early knowledge traces back to a foundation. Now let me slow this down. When I say black is the foundation, I'm not talking about a crayon. I'm talking about origin. I'm talking about depth. I'm talking about the beginning. Now let me take you to the word. In the Bible, it says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. Catch that? Darkness was already there. Before structure, before shape, before anything you see today, it was darkness. And then God said, let there be light. Now think about that. Light didn't come first. Light came out of darkness. Light came out of darkness. And even in the Quran, it speaks of man being formed from the earth, from clay, from a dark substance, shaped into life. They say he came from black mud. So across teachings, across scriptures, you see the same pattern, not coincidence, pattern. Now let's bring it out of the book and into your body. Melanin isn't just color. Again, you can say it with me, not just color. It protects you from intense sunlight. It preserves what your body needs to function properly. It allows survival in environments that require strength. That's not random. That's not accidental. That is design. Now let's go deeper because this ain't just skin. The body adapts. Say it again. The body adapts. Skin adapts, muscle adapts, bone adapts, even your gut adapts. Your digestion changes based on what you eat. Your body responds to what you feed it. So if you feed it processed food, artificial ingredients, things it don't recognize, what you think happens. But when you go back to herbs, natural foods, things that come from the earth, now your body says, I know this. I can use this. I can heal with this. And now you feel different. Why? Because now you're in alignment. So when I say they don't want you to know who you are, I'm not just talking about your mind, I'm talking about your body, I'm talking about your spirit, I'm talking about your habits. Because once you understand your foundation, you stop treating yourself like you don't matter. You stop feeding yourself anything. You stop moving without purpose. Now let's bring it back before anything existed, there was darkness. And from that darkness came light. So understand this, darkness was not the absence, it was the beginning. So when I speak to my people, I'm not speaking hate, I'm speaking awareness. Because once you see yourself different, you move different. Once you think different, you live different. And with that light, my people can finally see again. See purpose, see direction, and see future. This is not about arguing. This is not about forcing anything on anybody. This is about truth. And if you're ready to hear it, you will hear it. You are the aboriginals. You can never be American, so stop trying to fit in. The word aboriginal means ab, ab, that's my name. Ab means from. Ab means from. Original means people from the people from the beginning. I mean, so ab means from, original means from the beginning. So you put it together, aboriginal, people from the beginning, original inhabitants. Now think about that, original beginning foundation. So when we talk about the original man, we're not talking about something new. We're talking about something that traces back to the start. You might have heard people say that in the older times, an American is a person from European extraction. Like a long time ago. We're not talking about the Webster in 1863 when they finally written it down. But before that, that's what American means. And that's not even the real point. The real question is, how was the word used? Because history shows not everybody was treated like they fully belonged, even if the words say they did. So you have so much in you that is like the creator. You just need the right environment. That is all. And they knew that. That's why you're in the environment that you are in or was in. Not saying you are a God, but you are his people. You're not to be worshipped like you are God. God and God alone can be worshipped, but you are more important than you. So you are the original man or the original woman. And that segment is who is the original man. And then I can give it over to Jason. Because that's all I have for you is the original man. Jason, you here with me?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
He stepped away.
Can you hear me? I'm here. Can you hear me?
How
Can
y'all
you hear
feeling
me?
though?
I feel pretty good. Feel pretty good. Can you hear me?
I love these topics. Topics
Can you
that
hear me?
everybody's here to talk about.
Can you hear me? I don't know if I'm muted.
Talk about it. Even if the people that you want to listen to and believe or just ignore it, still speak. Nobody speaks. It's not too many platforms that's going to talk about this stuff at all. My fault, Jason. I had it muted. But we need to stop being scared and need to start enlightening each other and talking about this is very, very, very important. Um they will I think he disconnected, he's coming back. Because I couldn't hear because I had it muted because of the YouTube thing I had. I don't know why I didn't just mute the video. But it says device not connected. So you just need to come back in. Because I can't hear you right now. There you go.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay, it says I'm in the show. The other day I couldn't hear you.
You
Like
can
I've
hear
been
me
in the
now?
gym. I can hear you. I definitely can hear you.
Perfect. Yeah, we live.
Peace to everybody in the chat. Peace to everybody that's made it to see this day and hear this day. Um,
I had to
First, giving the honor to God, who's the head of my life, who's been transforming me to be a better me, a better version of me. I thank Him from all the trials and tribulations I'm going through right now, the storms that I'm going through. I'm grateful for that because the storms that I'm going through, I'm going to peace. That's where tranquility is at. So I'm chilling. I'm chillaxing. I'm drowning out the noise or what have you. I know Ab said this segment would be called "The Man in the Mirror." So I'm grateful for being the man in the mirror because it gives me the ability to reflect. And as I reflect, I'll never look back because behind you, I already conquered that. So I'm being stretched. I'm being hung wide and all types of stuff. But I'm grateful for it because I know in the end I'm gonna win. And He won't bring me to it if He wouldn't bring me through it. So you got to go through something to get to something. So man, when it hurt, Lauren Hill has this song. She says, "When it hurts so bad, why it feels so good," right? But I know, man, that being supernatural is kind of different, and I'm just standing in my divine purpose and trying to achieve my divine assignment. So this is I feel good. I feel good. Actually, I feel phenomenal. I feel like breakdancing. That's what Samuel Jackson says. I feel like breakdancing. I got a little funny side to me too. So, the one thing about reflection is I'm gonna talk about possibly food, clothing, um, people, fantasy. I mean, not fantasies, but family, friends. Um, battles that you go through, and being grounded, staying disciplined and being grounded. So with the food, like I was talking about, us being Aboriginals or whatever case may be, I'm a recovering addict from obesity, and currently I'm down like 246 pounds. I had a triple hip replacement and a double knee replacement. Um, from standing in the barbershop from possibly 7 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning to um, maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and being morbidly obese and leave the barbershop and go to the club and dance. So I was putting a lot of pressure on my joints, whatever case may be. But once my finances started changing, my eating habits started to change as well. And being totally transparent, not receiving the affection that I needed from my mom, um, I was receiving affection from food and women. They were satisfying my flesh, but they weren't satisfying my heart. So I had took the initiative and started changing my lifestyle of eating by reading and fasting or what have you. My brother Thomas he studies Islam, and I 2013 I started Ramadan with him, and I just said, you know what, I prayed and I fasted, and a lot of parasites, worms, and everything that was put in my body came out, and I didn't even know that I was killing myself. With the best candy ever invented was the Reese's cup. Right, but we don't know. A lot of people don't know that peanuts is a filler, and we're not supposed to be eating that type of chocolate. We're supposed to eat the cocoa, but not that type of chocolate that comes out of the candy. And then Wendy's used to have the triple baconator. That joint was so good, man, with the cheese and all the grease and stuff on the bottom of the bun. But I didn't know I was killing myself eating that stuff. Right. Then I started going to fancy restaurants, taking myself out on dates. Um, Eating lobster tail with what do you call it, butter and maple brown sugar inside the butter, stir it up, you know just pamper myself. But I didn't realize I was really killing myself with the food. And it really wasn't the food that I was addicted to. It was a chemical inside of the food that was satisfying the neurons and neutrons inside of my body and my brain or whatever case may be. So through prayer and fasting, and God delivered me from that. And sometimes when I if I get to an area that I get angry, because they say you got to be quick to listen and slow to get angry, but sometimes I might get to an area that I may get angry. Those senses still try to come and like, hey, go get your Reese cup, man, satisfy that, or go sleep with a woman, satisfy your flesh, or go get you a lobster tail, or double cheese, double pepperoni pizza, what have you. But through prayer, like I said, prayer and fasting and discipline, God has led me from that. So I'm totally grateful for that. Even me realizing that luxury things like with clothes and shoes. Like a lot of my friends wore sneakers, right? And I really didn't spend money on sneakers. I was spending money on exotics because I said, if you have the ability to buy those sneakers, that's fine. But when you go to the club, the clubs used to say, hey, you can't wear sneakers. So you had to wear shoes. So I always used to go to New York City to Mr. Maury's place and buy me a pair of alligator shoes all the time. And didn't realize I was wasteful spending $1,000 on a pair of shoes for one night, and having tailor-made suits because I was morbidly obese, but I always wanted to be clean, smelling good, and looking good because I always felt good. Me on the inside, I didn't know I was heavy. I didn't know I was killing myself. I just know, saying I wanted to keep myself up. Because there are a lot of people with size that don't smell too good. You have a lot of people that don't have that much size on them that don't smell too good either. So I was really, to be transparent, I was perpetrating a fraud. I was being something that I wasn't, or showing people what I was, but I really wasn't that. I didn't feel that on the inside. On the outside, I looked like that, but on the inside, I was really, really hurting and looking for love in all the wrong places. So I'm grateful for that. But now I tell people, like, those luxury goods that you try to get, instead of you purchasing those luxury goods, find out the company that owns those luxury goods and buy the goods. To buy the company, and after you buy the company, then if you want to look that good or whatever the case may be, then you can buy that. But right now, one thing I wear is I wear my own brand. I wear, everywhere I go, it's just it's Chopper Fellas this, Chopper Fellas that, Chopper Fellas this, Chopper Fellas that. I can't wait for the Rams and Ab brand to come out. When that comes out, I'll wear that as well. I wear the Wall Street Trapping. I wear that type of stuff. But as far as Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and all that type of stuff, they didn't really make stuff for me when I was 460 pounds or whatever the case may be. Averex did, Michael Jordan did, Adidas did, but it's not about that no more. So what I like to wear is inside my heart because my children need me, right? And I accepted that I'm the architect of my family's legacy, whatever the case may be. And to piggyback on what you were talking about, as far as us being Aboriginal, my great-great-grandmother was Navajo Indian and African, and she came here from Africa. They were slaves. Her mother was a slave. They brought her here, and they went to a small town called Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. And she had got married to slave master's son, and he was an Irishman, right? So my great great grandfather is an Irishman, and blue-eyed, freckled. And they made 16 kids, right? So my grandfather, which was my mom's dad, was a number runner. He said he started doing the street numbers in the 50s and 60s. This was before the New York State Lottery. And then when I was 9 years old, my grandfather told me I didn't know how to count. And at that time, I counted almost $1 million cash or whatever the case may be. Fast forward, just reflecting on how God will put you in places and put you in different areas to show you where he needs you to be. But you have to have that discipline and listen to his voice. So I listened to his voice, and it had me stop buying wasteful spending on clothes. I listened to his voice, and he had me stop eating different things. Now I'm listening to his voice, and now it just has me eating everything raw. From the hours of, I eat one time a day from the hour of 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. That's my window, whatever the case may be. But at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm in the gym, and I'll swim in the pool on average 300 laps in the swimming pool. And folks are like, well, if you only eat once a day, how are you able to do that? I said, well, I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me, right? And every time, you're trying to grow and you're trying to teach other people what works for you, I say, it works for me. It may not work for you because you guys are addicted to the steak or the ribeye or all that type of stuff. You're not really addicted to it. You're addicted to the chemical that's messing around with your brain, whatever case may be, just like the dopamine that's in your phone. So I say that to say, just reflecting on when social media first came about, I always advertise my business on social media, right? But I have so many clients that I don't even have the time to be on my phone. And I found myself focusing on the chaos. As soon as I get up in the morning, instead of me praying at 4 o'clock in the morning, I get on and start scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And what that was doing was it was bringing my spirit down, right? Because I was focused on scrolling. I was supplying that dopamine, satisfying that dopamine in my head or whatever the case may be. And it kind of put me in a dark space almost, and made me want to go back to the way I was eating, the way I was dressing. Just wanted me to go back to the old me. So I cut my social media off, And I don't promote business anymore. I just take care of the clients I do have or whatever. But by prayer and fasting and supplication of being around energy like yourself, Rams, Trap, and this whole community is like my culture where I come from is just like everything is dark. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to come out of darkness, like you said, and be in the light is it's an accomplishment within itself. So I say to let you guys know that whatever you may be going through, you may figure that you're in a dark place, but you have to look back and so not even look back, look in the mirror, reflect, and say, okay, I may be in a dark spot, but that's where the seeds grow at. So once you're a seed and you're growing in the dark, you're gonna have to be in the dark for a while. But afterwards, when you start sprouting out and start raising up and turning into that tree, people are like, man, where the heck did you come from? And it's okay. Be like, hey, I can't. God planted me. Just like your parents, your dad planted the seed in your mom. You could have had a whole bunch of brothers and sisters come out the womb, but you came out. So there's a reason why we're here. And we're just passing through. I really truly believe that Black and brown people are going to be the ones to save the world. We know a lot of us know who we are, because we woke. And once you wake up, you can't fall back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So you'll get to the point that you're tired of mediocrity. You're tired of being around people that say they're going to do stuff and they're not going to do it. You're tired of being around people that's pump faking. You're tired of people saying, I'm going to the white party, the black party, the pink party, and all that. You'll get tired of it, because you want more and you want to grow. So I'm grateful for my growth. I'm grateful to be around you guys and gals to see you guys grow. And I know we're going to win in the end. But just be able to reflect in the mirror and see yourself like, okay, well, before you had a head full of hair. Now your scalp is clean. And they say, why is your scalp clean? Because I was putting the things in my body that was killing my scalp. And folks don't believe that. They don't believe you can go outside and see, well, why was it 64 degrees the other day? Now it's 17 degrees. Because we're in a war in a different country, but we're in a war in this country as well. They know who we are. So when we do come together, we have to come together without their technology. We're the only species that walk the face of the earth that can cut a tree down and turn a tree into a chair. We're the only species that can take some sand and turn it into glass. We're the only species that can make a light bulb. We're the only species that can start a cell phone. We're the only species that can have this conversation where we talk in different tones or have different frequencies and tap into those frequencies to be able to communicate with one another without even using words. Because music touches your soul. We're electric people, and energy is real. And folks say, "Hey, man, I'm grieving. I got this going on. Somebody lost their life." Yeah, that person may have lost their life, but they're still with you. That the energy never leaves you. The spirit is still here. You know what I'm saying? We need to start empowering our women because our women. Just looking, reflecting on how I used to be a woman, because I talk pretty good sometimes at women or whatever. A lot of women have been hurt. Right? And I'm like a hospital when it comes to women because I'm a Taurus and I care and I know how to solve problems. I can't solve every problem, but I solve problems. And once you show a woman that you care, they give you a piece of them, right? And like I said, I was satisfying my flesh, but my heart was still hurting. So now I've been abstinent for a long period of time and eating all this raw fruit and vegetables and stuff like that. My testosterone level is out of the roof, but I know how to put my energy in different places to take my mind off of what my lower brain is asking for, because that lower brain is so small and he got a hole in his head. This brain up here is that high capacity computer don't never stop going. And even when I was morbidly obese, that gerbil in my head was always physically fit. So I've just been learning how to communicate more, because today people just communicate through text message. A lot of people don't talk. So that we have this the ability to be able to communicate and talk on these platforms, I'm grateful for it. I don't know what God has for me or whatever, but whatever He's using me for, I receive. Whatever He needs me to do, I'll do. I get beat up every day. It's very difficult to come in the world and get beat up, and you go home and get beat up. Whether it be by your spouse or your family or your friend or your boss, whoever the case may be. Maybe you might be beating your own self up, being too hard on yourself, right? But God's grace and mercy is sufficient, man, and He brought me a mighty long way. And my job, one of my jobs is to help somebody else. That's all. So I got to be a cheerful giver. I got to, philanthropy is real. Interaction with positive energy is real. Even helping somebody that's in the hospital that's going through a hardship, just to give them a kind word, is real. Like I can be somewhere and just say, hey man, you dropped your smile, and folks look like, and they don't pick up on what you said, and then when you finally say, they felt, hey, thanks for you made my day. Some people get pissed off, but 85% of people, they're happy because you took their mind off of maybe doing harm to themselves or giving up at that period of point in time, just to break the monotony. Like, hey, I needed that. Or I'll just compliment people, say, hey man, you smell good, even though they may not smell good, but just give them some words of encouragement, because encouraging words can save your life. You know, for real, you have one person be like, come on man, where your deodorant at? You're like, man, made left guard that went right, or right guard that went left. And it's supposed to be by men, and he's like, man, come on bro, why you got on women's deodorant? You know what I'm saying? But I just had to laugh to break the monotony a little bit. But I don't even wear deodorant, bro. My pH balance in my body is so good from eating fruits, vegetables, seeds, and nuts that I don't wear none of that stuff. The aluminum, you're not supposed to have that stuff on your body, but they don't tell us that, man. The goal for them is to continue to get wealthy, the 1%, and for us, the 99%, to continue to be at odds with one another. I can't hear you, Ad, but I see you laughing like a bug, man. But respect your family and your children. Every chance you get, right? There's another thing we reflected on, because I used to hurt people with words. People used to call me fat all my whole life, right? But I used to get people off of me, man, so quick. I was quick, like at least my dad ain't, at least my mom ain't my father. All types of crazy stuff, But I'm grateful for the growth, right? Because when they hit you with fiction and you hit them with facts, it cuts like a knife. Words really hurt. Words really have power. So if you can, a stranger, it may be somebody that's homeless, whatever they may be, pour into them. Tell them, hey man, you dropped your smile. Pick your head up. You know what I'm saying? Stick your chest out. Tell a woman with flat chest, stick your chest out. You know what I'm saying? Just to put a smile on her face. Come on, Jay. I'm just having fun, man. I'm just having fun. But no, just, give people encouraging words, man, because you never know what someone is going through. And with the chaos that's on social media, the chaos that's on TV, whatever the case may be, it could take you for a loop. They have a lot of people in our community right now focused on 50 Cent, T.I., and Busta Rhymes. Like, yo, why y'all talk about that? Why is that part of y'all discussion? That's a whole distraction. The country is at war. I have the Catholic priests in my city have a lawsuit right now for $150 million because what they've been doing to boys, right? But the parishioners are paying back for what the priest did. But you guys are focused on all this other stuff. You guys, I said, they want to know if Stephon Diggs is coming back to Buffalo. I'm like, who cares? Sports has legalized slavery. If he comes, they just use him for the Super Bowl, him and his girlfriend for the Super Bowl. I mean, what are we talking about? How is that moving the needle in your bank account? How is that helping somebody else? How is that getting somebody from being homeless? How is that feeding somebody that's hungry? It's not. You're wasting your time. Time and peace is and freedom is your most expensive things you're ever going to purchase in your life. That's it. That's it. It's deep fun being on here with y'all, man. That's crazy. I can't even hear nobody, but it's good. If you feel like I'm talking to myself in the mirror, that's why Michael Jackson had that song and said, "I'm talking to the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, because if you don't change and you remain the same, what do they call that? Insanity, right? Right. So you got to make a change. Everything in this world changes besides God's hand and His word. Those are the only things that remain the same and constant at all times. So when it's time for you to go, you want the Lord to say, "Job well done, my good and faithful servant." If He's like, "Oh, Hags, no, I just saw you went to Whole Foods and got you some food out of what's name, but you didn't pay for it on the scale." You're like, "Nah, bro, I'm gonna take this over here." You know what I'm saying? It's good to be able to reflect. Somebody to make it today. So whatever happened to you yesterday, whatever's weight that was on your shoulders yesterday, don't bring it into today. Tomorrow is going to be better today. When you wake up in the morning, thank the Lord. Say, "This is the day that the Lord has made. I shall rejoice and be glad in it." And then thank God for having favor on top of your head, around your body, and under your body. Because favor ain't fair. Everybody don't get favor. Everybody don't get another chance. Praise the Most High every chance you get, because He is selfish. He don't like for you. He is jealous. He don't like for you not to praise Him. You know what I'm saying? That's why, this, like I said, this was always my walk, man. I used to be a whoremonger. You know what I'm saying? Looking for love in all the wrong places. But he saved me, man. You know what I'm saying? He really saved me. I just had a young man in here. He's trying to get some finances, and he's a DJ. He's going for a DJ battle, and he said, "Man, who from Chicago got good music that I could play during my DJ set?" I'm like, "Man, Shaka Khan, R. Kelly." He said, "Man, I ain't playing on R. Kelly." I said, "Why you ain't gonna play R. Kelly?" He said, "Man, you know what he did?" I said, "Allegedly what he did." I said, "But you can't stop the footprint that he put in the music industry. Play his music." I said, "Everybody," I said, "Spotify still plays it. Pandora still plays it. You know why? Because they make money off of it." I said, "Who came up with the TV show Survivor R. Kelly?" He said, "I don't know." I said, "Do your research." I said, "Because we can't even talk about those folks." I said, "But do your research. But play the music." I said, "Once you play that music," I said, "you'll win the DJ battle." I said, "It's $2,500 at stake." I said, "People just want to dance, man." I said, "Put on happy people." There's a lot of people that's sad and grieving right now. Put on happy people. Even with the marijuana these people smoking, man, there's a lot of people out here sad. They walk around my city like zombies. Like zombies. Mental health is real because of the food, the water, the marijuana, and everybody just exchanging bodily fluids with each other. Even nowadays, these young guys, they pick up line as, "Hey, let me get your back door." They don't even talk about the front no more. They indulging in the back door like human chitlins. That's their pickup line because they don't have no game, they don't have no conversation. Everything's this. People just got they tax return back and everybody on your face. "Hey, how you doing? You look good. You smell good." I'm like, "Hey, what's your credit score? What do you have to offer me?" Because after you make that funny face, ain't nothing left. People spend money to get their bodies done, all types of stuff, but they're not happy in the inside. Happiness comes from when you fall in love with God. After you fall in love with God, you fall in love with yourself. After you fall in love with yourself, you can love other people, places, and things. If not, you'll be living for a bunch of likes. And social media have you for likes and comments. You don't have to like this out. You don't have to share this out. But I know if it comes from the bottom of my heart to the top of my heart. I got 4 ventricles. I just did an EKG the other day. They said I've been doing hearts for 35 years, EKGs for 35 years. She said, "You got one of the best hearts I ever seen." I said, "Thank you, man. Appreciate it." So if you look to the left, right there, Ab, right there. Yeah, look to the left, right there on the floor.
Okay.
You got it. You picked it up. See? You picked it up. I can't even hear you, but you picked it up. Tell somebody they dropped their smile today, man. Today, this story was brought to you by the children that love the Most High God. I salute y'all. G-O-D.
Appreciate you.
Peace and blessings and abundance. So I'm going to click over to YouTube right quick. I'm going to swipe up so I can hear you.
You said what? Can you hear
Love
me?
y'all, man. Let me see.
Jason can't hear me. Can y'all hear me? It's my thing. Can y'all hear me? You know what? Nobody's going to answer me. So I'll talk to myself. Okay. Thank you, KT. About to go on YouTube myself and pull up the live. Y'all are ridiculous. You know that? Now y'all want to tell me after KT already done told me.
I can't hear you, bro. That's crazy.
You
I can
you
see
can't
you,
hear
but I
me
can't
still?
hear you.
Dang, Jason, I don't know what be going on how they be disconnecting. How is it even possible?
Can
Y'all
you hear me?
I can hear Jason perfectly fine.
That's crazy. I don't know why I can't.
I can
That's
hear you.
crazy. The devil is a liar. Guess what? I just want to tell everybody before I get off of here that love conquers a multitude of sins. I was a sinner. I still sin, but I'm saved by God's grace and mercy. Love conquers everything. Guy back in the day has said, what the world needs now is love, true love. Not no pump faking love, true love. So if you have somebody that may have done you wrong, write their names down on a piece of paper. Pray over those names, and then set that piece of paper on fire. That way you can free up your blessing. Because you guys probably already heard of blood clots, right? Blood clots can kill you because you have a blood that's in your vein, your capillary, or your artery that's clotting. It won't make everything else flow. right? So what happens is when you have a blessing clot, God got all these blessings for you, but he won't let them flow because you holding on to old stuff. And those people may have done you wrong back in the day or yesterday or today. They may have done you wrong. And you holding on to that old sugar honey iced tea. And God said, them people already went on with their life. They living their best life, but you holding on to it. It may be 20 years from now or 30 years ago, but you still holding on to old stuff. The Lord said, if you get rid of that old stuff, I'll let everything flow that I have for you. I don't care if they called you out of their name, put their hands on you, disrespect you, say you got to turn the other cheek, all types of stuff. You're supposed to forgive people 77 times, 77 times, right? So 7 times 70 is 490. Then you get another 7 times 7 is 49. So that's 440, 439 times you're supposed to forgive somebody, right? I'm at 440 right now. You get tired of forgiving, but you got to do it because in the end, you're going to win, baby. I want to see you at the finish line with God because he already there waiting on us. He already know the book we going through already. He already know. He knew what we was going through before we came out the womb. He knew the hairs on our head and everything. He knew it. I used to have the 520 waves. They weren't even 360. He used to go around and come back again.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? For real talk. You know, I colored my beard this color. You know what I'm saying? I did that on purpose. And the Bible will say gray hair is what? Wisdom. So I seek wisdom every day, man. Everybody in this world is born with knowledge. But without no wisdom, you will never have any understanding. I might say, Ab, don't touch that stove. You be like, Jay, you don't know what the hell you talking about. Then you go over there and touch that stove. Be like, wait a minute, you done burnt yourself. Like, man, you wasn't lying, man. That's a fire. Remember Richard Pryor said, that's a fire. And Michael Jackson, hair was on fire. That was a fire. Women, if you're on here, you guys are beautiful. You're wonderfully made.
For sure.
I know you guys like accessories to make yourself beautiful, but appreciate what God has blessed you with. You don't need no BBL. You don't need no tracks. You don't need no eyelashes. You don't need any of that stuff. You just need to nurture the men around you and let them know that they're wonderful. And men, you need to protect these women, procreate with these women, preach to these women, and provide for these women. Because they were here before we were here. That's why they call them one man, because they came from our womb, right? But they've been called out of their names for so long, and they're out of place. And their bodies are sacred places. So once, like I said, every time you sleep with a woman, you exchange bodily fluid. She looks at you like, hey, I love you because I gave you a part of me. And you look at it, man, it's a check on the wall. Women aren't checks on the wall. If you're in the banking industry, you got to have checks and balances, right? So when you have these women that been here, they know the mitochondria inside of them are real. A lot of women don't know because they've been out of place. We've been adapted to this Western way of thinking. But empower these women. Women, don't spend all your money on makeup. You're naturally beautiful. You're beautifully and wonderfully made. You see how Alicia Keys don't spend all that money on makeup and stuff, like she wears stuff natural? Wear yourself natural. Men really respond to that. They don't want those made up, that fake stuff that they have on Instagram and all that type of stuff. They don't want that. Instead of you purchasing all the weave, find a company that makes the weave. Buy that company. Put a what do you call it? Put an options play out on hair. Put an options play out on hair or Ulta. See what Ulta is doing in the stock market. Those companies are available. Just know, women, that you're beautifully and wonderfully made. And men, take your time to encourage these women. Even if they turn their nose up to you and say, hey, you're beautiful. Everybody's not going to accept that because no one's really told them that they're beautiful. So you could be a random person, hey, you look beautiful today. Don't ask for a phone number or anything. Hey, you look beautiful. You dropped your smile. Or act like you're throwing something in the air. She's like, what the heck are you throwing? Oh, that was my phone number. If you really like it, you catch it. Something like that. You know, it's just different stuff. It's just different stuff to put a smile on someone's face or laugh, because laughter is good for your soul. You know what I'm saying? You know, say, hey, you know, if you want to dance, we could dance together. You got 2 left shoes, I got 2 right ones. You know, so we can dance to the left and dance to the right. That's all. Just encourage somebody. And if you see someone, help them. Don't put them on social media like, hey, I just fed this homeless person. You know what I'm saying? If you're at Starbucks or Tim Hortons or whatever, and you got some extra change and somebody's behind you, hey, how much is the coffee for the guy behind me or for the lady behind me? The best form of giving is anonymous to anonymous. I promise this. That's not mine. That's Jigga Man, but I borrowed you. You know who you know fresher than Hov. Maybe I'll meet you in Philly, Ab, for the Roots picnic. I'm not sure. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. I'm by Philly too. Can you hear
I
me?
can't believe I can't hear you.
That's
I see your mouth
crazy.
moving. I'm gonna get me some deaf friends so I can start reading lips. Pause.
No, I don't understand. Everybody else can hear me, but you can't. That is crazy. Oh man.
I can't hear you. That's crazy. Well, guess what? Before I leave, I'm not even leaving, but before I tap in back on the YouTube, I just want to have a word of prayer um, for how powerful we are. Father God, we come today grateful and thankful for this beautiful day that you've created. We thank you for this platform um, that you provided for us to be able to have conversation with each other and communicate with each other and to empower each other and uplift each other. Lord, I know without a shadow of a doubt that the original people, the Aboriginals, are going to be the ones to save the world with your help. So, Lord, I ask that you gather our women, children, and men together, and we can move forward to our mark of excellence. Abolish everything that the government is trying to do to harm us. Let us wake each other up, or you wake us up so we know who we are and stand on our divine purpose and our divine assignment. Touch every womb of women, touch their mind, whoever's dealing with mental health, who's ever been dealing with physical health or any type of issues, touch them like only you can. No religion, just you, spirituality. Fix it where they broke it at. Mend it back together. Thank you for planting us and seeds in us in the dark, and now we're rising up to the light. In Jesus' most precious name we pray. We say amen, and we say amen as well.
I mean, cool. Love that. And so one thing I want to talk about, Jason probably still can't hear me, but one thing I want to talk about is like yeah, Jason's definitely right about the women, but in order for we have to ask ourselves why do our women feel like they have to put on eyelashes and stuff like that? Maybe we aren't looking at them or giving them enough attention and giving other races more attention than we're giving them. And then our men, like I be seeing people wearing the craziest, flyest Jordans, but they walking. Like that's crazy. So like, why would women want to be with you if your priorities is messed up? So it's not even just the women. It's a lot. It's really our men is really damaged. It's really. I mean, our women now. I ain't gonna lie. Now the era now, our women is like wow. But where did it start though? They 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 started with slavery, with making the man weak first, and now look where we're at. Now it's the women that just don't respect themselves, but well, the men don't either. But I'm saying I be seeing backwards shit like niggas. Oh, I be seeing. Yeah, y'all know I'm real. I'm just gonna be me, but I be seeing buying the A for quarter, and that's all you got, and like you got this Balenciaga and all this crazy, but you broke really like. Ain't no woman gonna want you, so it's really the men too, so for real, for real. But so we definitely have to make sure we not like we attack both, not just our women. Um, the men too, man. Yeah, the eighth, man, crazy. $25, bro. $30, $35. But yeah, I never really was materialistic though, for real, for real. If anything, I would say I would be back in the day. I was that eighth person that I spend my last be with the homies. We smoke and stuff. My priorities was messed up and stuff. But like, it don't matter where you at, like or where you was at. Is it matters where you headed. So like, most people don't change because they don't look at progress. They look at where they're at currently, and that's where we mess up at. So yeah, we gotta get it together. 7 grams. What? Y'all bugging. All right, but thank you, man. That was beautiful. What Jason gave us, uh, that was real good, real good. So, can y'all hear me? All right? Is it echoing at all? see. Are we good? Make sure. Okay. Jason there. Forever After Money. No, I am absolutely not from Philly. I'm from Jersey. You listen to freeway music? If so, are you familiar with the Jacka? I mean, no, I mean back. I'm not old, but I used to listen to PD and all of them though, so I know about freeway, but not too much though. Um, yeah, I'm from Jersey, bro. Redman and all that. Um, really huge Tupac. You know, we huge Dipset, LOX, DMX, that rough, rugged music. Um, I'm very careful now with my frequency. I still listen to it, but I just gotta be very mindful. But yeah, absolutely not from Philly. But no disrespect to my ox though. No disrespect to you, boy. I got some Philly homies. All right. So the next segment is ownership over consumption, and then we got building a legacy, not just income, and then breaking mental and financial chains, and we're done. We haven't. It's been an hour and 56. We're actually doing good. It's flying. I feel like I was on here way longer. Um, for the first time ever, I don't know why. I guess because of the segments I had, but I don't get nervous at all. Like I'm very poised. And I always been like that since I was younger with sports and stuff like that. But I was nervous before I started this. And when I came on here, I was nervous. After my prayer, I loosened up a little bit, but I was still nervous. Um, and that shows you right there that they really did a number on us. Because we shouldn't be nervous to talk about the things that we talked about today, but it's more so like how people are going to view us. But I really don't care about how people view me, but my body said otherwise. So it's like, um, damn. But yeah, nerves can mean that I just care a lot and I put a lot into it, don't want to mess up. But at the same time, I know there's still a little bit inside of me that's just uh what's that what's it called? That syndrome? The Willie Lynch syndrome? I forgot. All right. So ownership over consumption. And where is it? All right, so let me be real with you. I'm not here acting like I got everything figured out, but I'm building, I'm studying, and I'm applying this in real time. Everything I'm giving you, I'm walking through myself. That's a fact. So this ain't me talking down to you. This is me walking with you. Now let me ask you something after I Ace, stop. My puppy, he be tripping. But let me ask you something. How much money you made this year? And how much of it you still got? Hold on. Wait. Better yet, how much of it is still working for you? Because you see, we live in a system that trains you to consume, but never teaches you to own. You get paid, and before that money could breathe, you spend it. Food, clothes, can't forget about our subscriptions, entertainment. And I'm not saying those things are bad. Well, are they? But I'm asking you, what do you own? Because if everything you buy goes to somebody else, then you build in their life, not yours. See, ownership changes everything. When you own, you control, you decide, and you build. When you consume, you depend, you react, and you stay stuck. And most people are trapped in this cycle. Get money, spend money, get money, spend money, and the cycle repeats. No assets, no structure, no growth, just showing their ass. That's not freedom. That's maintenance. Now, listen, this is deeper than money. Ownership is a mindset. It's how you move, it's how you think, it's how you build your life. Because a real one says, I'm not just here to use things, I'm here to build things. That's why here at Snipers, we don't chase money. I don't want y'all to chase money. That's like a rule not to chase money. We attract. We position for ownership. Ownership of your habits, your time, your skills, then your income streams. Because once you own those, then money flows. Money follows. Now let's go deeper. Even what you consume daily matters. What you watch, what you listen to, what you eat, what you entertain. Because consumption is not just physical, it's mental. If you constantly consuming low level information, low level energy, low level habits, what you think your life going to produce? Exactly. So now we flip it. We become intentional. Instead of asking, what can I buy? We ask, what can I build? Instead of what can I consume? We ask, what can I own? Because ownership is how you create legacy, not just income, legacy. Something that feeds you even when you're not working, something that your kids could benefit from, something that grows while you sleep. That's the shift. So starting today, every time money touch your hand, don't just think spending. Think, how do I keep this? How do I multiply this? Because if you don't learn ownership, you will always be working for somebody who did. Sniper Command System, the Sniper Command Center, it's not about money, it's about control. And that is what I have for that segment, ownership over consumption. And then we could do a self audit instead of a trade audit, the discipline check. We're not even gonna call this accountability. We calling this a self audit because a sniper don't wait for somebody else to correct him. He checks himself or she checks herself before the world does. So let me ask you something. If I audit your life right now, your habits, your discipline, your daily actions, would you pass? Or would it expose you? Because see, every day you either building or you leaking. There's no in between. You either stacking discipline or you stacking excuses. And most people don't even realize they losing. Not because they lack talent, but because they lack structure. So what we do here at Snipers Command Center, we don't guess, we audit. You look at your day and ask, did I rise up on time? Because I know most of us don't get up. You know, one thing what Muslims do that I love, there's a reason why we're getting up before 5 a.m. to make our first prayer. That's why a lot of Muslims are successful too. And a lot of millionaires are getting up before 5 a.m. as well. We're praying to Allah first before 5 a.m. and then we start our day. We're not supposed to go back to sleep. We're supposed to read the Quran after, and then you start your day. Um, did I rise up on time? Did I execute what I said I would? Did I move with purpose or emotion? Did I feed my body right? Big Mac, double cheeseburger, taco, nacho fries, Chinese food. What else y'all like? Seafood boils, the crab legs. Did I stay disciplined when it mattered? That's the audit. Because if you're not tracking it, you're not improving it. And if you're not improving it, you're repeating it. Same habits, same mistakes, same results. That's not life. That's a loop. And a sniper breaks loops. Now understand this. This ain't about beating yourself up. This about tightening up. Because small leaks sink big ships. So when your results off, we don't panic. We go back to the audit. Where did I slip? Where did I get lazy? Where did I move off of emotion? And I still do that. Move off of emotion. My Nipsey also says something that resonates with me, and I say it to me to check myself. I ain't crip, but my short fuse will be a down. My short fuse will be my downfall. No, my short fuse. Oh, matter of fact, he says my downfall is a short fuse on a crip. So his downfall, he said, will be his short fuse, and then of course he's crip. And I know that's something that I really have to work on too. My short fuse. And I've been working on it as well, but it's like it's a grind. Like it's really a grind because at any given the thing about it, you could build for 5-10 years and you could lose it in 5-10 days. And I stopped using the excuse of my environment, of the violence that I was seeing and all that, and just started to own up. And it helped me a lot. But I know at any given second, I could lose it because of my mind. Like I'm still working on it. I could go from zero to, I could flip a switch. Like I'm very calm, but in a second, I could turn to somebody you don't know. That's dangerous. I've been controlling it very well. Um, but a lot of times I can't. And that's when your queen comes in. She'll check me. Like there's times where we's outside and I'm about to do something and she checks me immediately. Like, and at that moment, I'm glad that she was there because I don't know how I'm going to react sometimes, which is scary. But I'm just being real though. I'm not I'm not godly. Like I'm not what we consider a godly person or a holy person because we feel like people like that don't have flaws. I have flaws, but yeah, that was just something that I felt like definitely had to talk about. The last one is what's really holding you back? Is it your situation or is it your mindset? Because most people are not physically trapped, they're mentally trapped. I had people and myself too that was in jail so many times. I've been in the hole for 30 days straight. I know what it's like to have physically be trapped. But the first week was very rough. The second week, I was happier than people outside of jail. So who's really trapped? Is it your mind or is it your body? You could trap my body, but you can't trap my mind. My mind could take me to places and trick my body and have me in places where my body physically not at, but my mind could leave my body and take me to places I never thought I could see. Your mind is so powerful. It's the most powerful thing in the world besides God. Your mind is the most powerful creation. He created us all equally, but animals don't get to make the decision that we get to. They don't get to to walk in God's will like how we are. We have the greatest gift of any creation. So is it your situation or is it your mindset? Because most people are not physically trapped, they are mentally trapped, mentally chained. And once your mind is controlled, your actions follow. You think small, you move small. You have to understand words, you have to understand mindset. It'll change your life, yo. Wallahi. Wallahi basically means I put that on God basically. It's not swearing, but wallahi. I put it to action. I don't just tell y'all this stuff. I put it to action. You think small, you move small. You doubt yourself, you hesitate, you fear risk, you stay stuck. And then you look up years later, same place, same habits, same results. That's not coincidence. I don't want to die a what if. I don't want to wake up because you're not rising up. Wake up because you're dead. Our people are dead. I don't want to wake up and be like, what if? What if I did that? What if I did this better? What if I gave it my all? That's a chain. So we go deeper because it's not just mental, it's financial too. You've been taught to go to school, get a job, work for money, spend it, repeat. You know, go to school, get a job, work for money, spend it, repeat. Nobody taught you ownership, investing, discipline, building assets. We're learning now ownership, investing, building assets. But when you're in these places, are they teaching you discipline? Without discipline, everything they teach you means nothing. Nothing at all. You could teach everybody like how to get money and stuff like that, but without discipline, you have no money. Money isn't just a dollar. Money is currency. Currency isn't just a dollar. We gotta learn that. Uh, Bob Marley talks about it. He talks about my only happiness is life. Money isn't nothing. So you earn money, but it never stays. You work harder, but it never get ahead. So you work harder, but you never get ahead. That's not life. That's a system. And if you don't rise up, not wake up, if you don't rise up, you stay in it. Now, hear me clearly. Breaking change starts in the mind. Everything starts in the mind. Before money changes, before life changes, your thinking has to change. Yo, when I found that out, it changed my life. Yo, my life is super fire. Even when I get tested like this, alhamdulillah, all praise is due to Allah. My life is super fire. My blessings is outweighs what I go through. He put me through this for a reason. He wanted me to sit down and just show him. Because when you get cocky, like Muhammad Ali said, he thought he was the number one champion in the world. And then he got Parkinson's disease and he found out that Allah was the number one champion in the world. So sometimes we get too cocky and he just have to chin check us real quick, make us sit down. So once you realize you have control, you can learn, you can build, and you can change direction. Everything opens up. Now you're not reacting to life, you directing it. I swear I feel like I understand now why they would say peace, God. I know I'm not God. I'm a little God. Don't do that. You know what I mean? I'm not God. You know what I mean though. We all have God inside of us. Once we cleanse our body, once we clean it up of the drugs, the food and stuff, then he enters us. You know? Our arms, our feet, our leg, he uses that once we clean ourselves up. But everything opens up. Now you're not reacting to life, you directing it. Now you're not surviving, you're building. Now you're not consuming, you creating. But listen, breaking change is not comfortable. You're gonna have to unlearn habits. You're gonna have to separate from distractions, sacrifice comfort, stay disciplined when it's hard. That's the cost, and that's a huge cost. It's hard, like being like known, being that man or being that woman. But talk from my experience, being a guy, like everybody know me, and then having to disappear, not having that validation. Keep it real, like that sucks. From going from that to nothing, but that tells me a lot about myself though, that I needed that. But it's really hard to break the change. It's a big, huge cost. You got to sacrifice comfort. I love not being comfortable. I love it. I thrive off of it. I tell my queen that all the time, like, and she actively knows I love it. She loves it too. But you can't be comfortable. Most people, they say they want it, but they just can't. It's the comfortable part that stops them, the Netflix and all of that stuff. But the reward is freedom. And freedom is starts with the mind. Freedom is in your mind. Freedom is in your money. Freedom is how you live. And once you taste that, you never go back. So today you got a choice. Stay comfortable or break the chain. Stay in cycles or build something different. Because nobody's coming to save you. I'm not coming to save you. I wasn't gonna save you, but I can't save you. I'm not coming to save you, but nobody gonna come to save you. God not coming to save you, you're not trying. You don't care if you go to that masjid Friday or that church on Sunday, put on that suit. Allahu Akbar. He don't care about that. If that's all you're doing, he's not coming to save you. I promise you that. Because it's a lot of people that's doing that right now. I've been in, like I'm sorry, but I'm not listening to see I'm very truthful. I'm not gonna listen to an imam or a preacher whose life ain't representing what I want. And like if I'm not seeing abundance and blessings and all that, then what God is you serving? I don't, No, I don't want to serve that God. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest. Because when you serving God in the right way, you get whatever you desire, whatever you want. Just not when you want it, though. That's the thing. Just not when you want it, but you will get it, though. You will get it. So, because nobody's coming to save you, yeah, I'm not coming to save you. But you don't need saving. You need discipline. You need structure. You need awareness. And once you lock those in, nothing can stop you. This is not motivation. This is not motivation, baby. This is liberation. Feel me? And that's all I got for you. That's all I got for you. I feel so good ending it off like that. All praise is due to Allah. All praise is due to God. Life is so beautiful. And I really mean that. I really live that. No matter what I go through, I might have my down. And I lost my father. I'd be down for like a week, 2, 3 weeks, or whatever. But I bounce back very fast. I lose my homies, my cousin. I bounced back very fast. I got hit by this car, almost lost my life. I bounced back very fast because it's here. It's here. That's it. It's here. My mind is so powerful, bro. My mind is so powerful, and my mind is not different from nobody's in here. We all have the same max capacity. Like there's no the thing about it, beautiful thing about it, our mind has no limit. That's the beautiful thing about it. It's just start now. I'm only 31. My ceiling is extremely high because I'm going to live to 100. I talk very, very good. Um, I eat very, very well, and my faith is super strong. I promise you, I'm gonna live to 100. I promise you. I promise you. Most people don't want to, but I'm gonna be functioning, moving, and fulfilling my purpose, still serving the people. But life is so beautiful. I really love it. Um, Let me just look at your comments before we end it. Um, yeah, yeah, thank you, Angie, for real, bro. I know I was in hella pain and I was battling in my mind sometimes. So we can't we got to be hard on ourselves, but not too hard on ourselves. We gotta give ourselves some grace. It's okay to go through that feeling defeated. It's just not okay to sit in it. Because I felt defeated last week, but then I got up out my shell and I hopped on the live and I just put it in God's hand. And I, and I went through it. I went through the fire, and now I'm here. And I could feel my leg. I didn't even know I torn my ACL and all that because I'm putting weight on it and all that. But again, it's not in the doctor's hands, it's in God's hands. So we'll see where He take me. Um, but I really appreciate everybody for giving. The most important asset, the most valuable asset we have is time. That's the most valuable asset we have. So I know like how important it is for y'all to give me your time. Like I really, really appreciate it. I don't just say that. I don't just say it. Like I really understand time is the most valuable asset that we have. So I really appreciate everybody in here for giving me their time. This is my song right here, status symbol too. My downfall is short fuse on the crib. All right, that's it. I'm the type to make the news when I trip. Probably my downfall, a short fuse on the crib. Yeah, that's my yeah. I really love Nipsey, man. His music is so powerful, so powerful. I can't wait till y'all, yo. I'm really like, I I always been telling people like people tell me that I'm cocky. I'm like, no, you want me to dim my light, but you better go get some sunglasses, baby, because I'm not. And I'm not cocky. I'm just like I got a lot of confidence and a box. Everything is boxed in the houses because the houses, the TVs, the laptop, your phone, everything is a box. If you realize that your bed, your couch, because it traps the energy. A rectangle, a square traps energy. So they created all that as a box and stuff. My energy is too much for people. So they try to like lower me, but it's not gonna work. You could call me cocky, I don't care. I'm really confident. Um, and I feel like we all should be confident. I want everybody to be confident. Like as long as you're not downplaying somebody or making somebody feel less of themselves, it's okay. But if you making someone feel less of themselves to the point that is not gonna like negatively like mess them up, but be like, damn, I'm not doing enough. Like that's why I speak to y'all. That is the only reason why I speak to y'all is just to like a lot of people tell me this in person. What I do is I make people live up to um their potential. Like I don't want people walking around eggshells. I be having to tell people like, nah, you don't like my queen had to tell her sister, like, nah, you don't gotta like do this and do that. Like he's not like that or whatever. But my energy forces you to like straighten up, you know? And I can't be a hypocrite myself, so I have to be able to take heat when it's thrown my way too. So I'm getting better with listening and stuff. And because nobody wants to hear that. Like, come on now. I want to hear that bullshit. You ain't birth me, push me out, but I'm past that now. So yeah. The last thing is I don't agree with what Jason said. If you stink, I'm gonna tell you to wash your ass. And all right, I'm done now. Um, but I really love y'all, man. Love is love. I really rock with y'all. I don't just give 2, 3 hours of my time for nothing at all. I'm just trying to do what I know God wants me to do. There's no other trading platform that's doing what I'm doing. And I'm not here to put them down, but hopefully I can make them like I can make them actually care about our people, and expose the fakes. That's what I want to do, you know? And the truth will do that. I don't really gotta actively do that, but I just want to put pressure on the ones that don't really care about us, that's acting like they care about us, but just want to use us. I want to put pressure on them and really, I just really want to grow with y'all for real. But after I'm done with these comments, I think I'm just going through like 1 minute. Just I like everybody to be seen on here. My platform is for everybody. We do a new segment, participation segment now. If y'all want to join to show your charts, this is somebody new. I don't. This is somebody new. Peace and blessings to you. Life is beautiful. But if you want to like share your chart, don't be scared because I was nervous too. But you're never gonna learn. Like the best part about learning is learning under pressure. So like showing your charts while you're on the Zoom and stuff, we grown. We ain't about to clown you and stuff like that. Like at least I ain't allowing that at all. Like that's zero tolerance. I like playing the stuff, but there's a thin line. Like cuz I know I don't play that. It's a thin line for real. But participation is fire. Lakia did it, super fire. Peace to the queen. She did crazy numbers in that MU. I don't know if she's still in. I was trying to like get in contact with her, but I didn't save the number. I got too many of your numbers from the 101s. Um, but the participation on Friday, if y'all want to show y'all charts, show us what you're looking at. Don't even want feedback, just want to show us something, but I'm probably gonna still give you feedback. Um, that'd be super fire, y'all. Like let's build, yo. I don't know why I say yo like that. But let's build. I say yo because I want to tell y'all something. Yo, like what I'm about to do, I'm gonna record the journey of it is super fire, yeah. Super fire, super fire. And yeah, drop Jason said you dropped your smell. Um, yeah, that merch, man, that's an interesting thing. It's crazy KT be reading people's minds, but for sure though, for sure, because I'm trying to build something here for sure, for sure. Yeah, every Friday, trying to stay consistent, but sometimes things happen. But yeah, every Wednesday and Friday, we doing something. I picked those days for a reason. If you Muslim, you know. But whoa, oh, my eyes is deceiving me. You know what I thought I seen? Let me put it on the screen real quick. No, no. Mm-mm. I thought it said dot merch. I was about to say, what? You know, I guess that's my cue to get off of here, right? My mind, I guess that's the devil leaking in. But yeah, every Friday we do it probably around 1 to 1:30, probably really 1:30, and then Wednesdays around this time, noon. Um, but I appreciate all of y'all. Love is love. Make someone smile. Enjoy your day. Life is beautiful. The highest human act that you could achieve is to inspire. And then my favorite quote is, would you rather be at war with yourself and at peace with the world, or at war with the world and at peace with yourself? Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon everybody in here. Y'all have a blessed day. For real. I'll see y'all Friday. Just pay attention to the community posts. That Discord is opening soon, so that y'all can hear my mouth every day. I know y'all miss me in the Patreon, the trap. I know y'all miss me. I know y'all do. But we could build something of our own, and you can still be in the trap. You know, it's no malice, nothing. We just got two different directions. Love is love though. Rock with us both or whatever you feel. But have a blessed day.